Pacquiao's unique comeback. Manny Pacquiao set the boxing world on fire with his announcement that he is returning to the ring on July 20, Manila time, for a showdown with reigning WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios of San Antonio, Texas. Pacquiao's return is drawing criticisms. The WBC, for one, is taking a lot of heat for instantly ranking him at No. 5 in its welterweight ranking to justify the fight with Barrios. Pacquiao is 46 years old and has not fought since August 2021 when he lost to Yordenis Ugas in a battle for the WBA welterweight plum. In fact, Pacquiao last won a fight in 2019 when he defeated Keith Thurman on points. How Pacquiao ended up being instantly ranked No. 5 by the WBC is a mystery. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has been trying to parry the criticisms. Suleiman claimed the WBC basically did the same thing in April 1987, when it allowed American Sugar Ray Leonard to fight Marvin Hagler for the WBC middleweight crown, despite the fact that Leonard had been inactive since 1984. Leonard, it will be recalled, stunned the boxing world by beating Hagler via a disputed decision to collar the WBC middleweight crown. Remember Sugar Ray Leonard? My father, Jose Suleiman, and the WBC were criticized for making his fight vs Hagler. Manny Pacquiao has been licensed by Nevada and passed all medicals, and as a legendary WBC champion, has been approved to fight by our organization. Let's talk on July 20, said Suleiman. Truth be told, Pacquiao's comeback greatly differs from the one Leonard authored in 1987. Leonard was 31-1 and was very much in his prime when he was forced to retire in 1982 because of an eye injury. He returned in May 1984, but decided to retire again after beating Kevin Howard. Leonard was only 30 years old when he ended a 3-year hiatus and returned to fight Hagler for the WBC middleweight title in 1987. Leonard was 32-1 going into the Hagler fight. Unlike Leonard, Pacquiao is 46 and is coming off a 4-year break. Also, when Pacquiao was beaten by Ugas in his last fight in 2021, the Pac-Man looked shopworn. Not a few thought Pacquiao should have retired after his win over Thurman in 2019. Pacquiao's return stands on its own and cannot be compared to Leonard's. In 1970, Muhammad Ali returned to boxing after a 3-year inactivity triggered by his refusal to be drafted into the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. Ali was only 28 years old when his suspension was lifted, and he was allowed to fight again. Ali did not immediately fight for the title, and instead figured in 2 fights opposite Jerry Quarry and Oscar Bonavena, before finally fighting Joe Frazier for the heavyweight crown in 1971. George Foreman retired in 1977 to become a preacher. Foreman made a stunning return 10 years later, or in 1987. Foreman also did not immediately fight for a world title. He figured in 24 fights before taking on world heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield in 1991. Foreman lost to Holyfield, but rebounded by winning 3 of his next 4 fights. In 1994, Foreman, aged 45, stunned the world by finally regaining the heavyweight title with a knockout win over Michael Moorer. Foreman's victory over Moorer, at age 45 in 1994, made him at that time the oldest boxer to become a world champion. This record was broken in 2011 by Bernard Hopkins, who was 46 years old when he beat Jean Pascal for the WBC light heavyweight crown. Hopkins broke his own record when he won the IBF light heavyweight title in 2013 at age 48. Pacquiao will look to join Foreman and Hopkins as the only boxers to win a world title aged 45 and above. Pacquiao is taking a tougher route though, as he is coming off a 4-year inactivity and instantly fighting for a world title. Foreman and Hopkins did not find themselves in such a situation. Leonard averred that it is not that easy to get rid of ring rust. Leonard claimed he had to get used to getting hit again, to train hard at a high level. Leonard claimed it was more mental than physical on his part, as he had to really convince himself that he can go through the grind. You have to have that heart, that feeling, said Sugar Ray. No doubt, Pacquiao is at that stage right now. Physically, he is looking good in his workouts, even impressing many with his show of hand speed. Deep within, though, there is the mind game Pacquiao is dealing with, the same mind game Leonard went through in 1987. Does Pacquiao still want to go through the grind? Does Pacquiao really believe that he can turn back the clock? As Suleiman said, we will find out on July 20.